Talladega was uneventful, but does that mean it was a bad race? No, I thought it was a great race. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Cooking Time with John. Today I'm making eggs and some turkey bacon over here for technically brunch, I guess. It's almost even lunch. Let's dive into it. So first, I need to turn on my pan, obviously, and heat this up. But thinking about this past weekend's race at Talladega, not a lot happened. So we obviously know, if you've seen the race, that there weren't. Well, if you haven't seen it, then I'm going to sum it up for you pretty quickly here. Green flag, 3-car incident, stage, and then finish. I mean, it really was pretty uneventful, but there were a lot of storylines that we can talk about going into this race with different kind of penalties that were assessed afterwards, the abysmal Fox broadcasting error, I called an error at the end, and what this looks like now when it comes to the chase and the playoffs and all that fun stuff. So thinking about where we are in the standings and where we are in the season, we're about a quarter or a third of the way through, and that is a key portion of this season has gone away, and we've had multiple different kind of tracks. We've had road courses, we've had short tracks, we've had intermediates, we've had super speedways. And so we're starting to see who is rising to the top. And consistently right now, it has been William Byron. William Byron has been awarded a third place finish after some disqualifications, which I'm going to talk about. And so with that being said, Christopher Bell, until he got spun off the front bumper of Denny Hamlin with an off-centered push off corner exit, I guess that happened too. I got to talk about that. There was that incident there between Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, and Ryan Preece, or not Ryan Preece, Chris Buescher, where going off of turn 2, nearing the end of a stage, Denny Hamlin was on the back bumper of the 20 off-centered push on corner exit, which is a big no-no, and that 20 car had a hard impact into the safer barrier. 20 cars day was done, so was the 17, and so that was unfortunate there. But Christopher Bell, William Byron look to be the class of the field right now when it comes to the NASCAR Cup Series. And looking at this race, as I'm scrambling these eggs, if you're wondering why I'm not looking at you, I'm trying to make sure I don't spill this. When you're looking at the entire Cup Series as a whole, we're starting to see Kyle Larson perform better at super speedways. He won his first stage of the super speedway this past weekend, which was, I guess, yesterday. And he's coming into his own. And watch out for him at Texas this upcoming weekend. And so looking at the race overall, there wasn't really any big one, which is surprising. I mean, very, very surprising to not have a big one at the end of this race. So the question is, why didn't it happen? Well, I think that the aero package really didn't allow it. We only saw 3-wide and 4-wide racing when they were fuel saving like crazy, which is what some of these races have turned into, which really all these super speedway races have turned into, is massive fuel saving. But you could not get a good enough run with only 1, 2, even 3 cars, even 4 cars to make a third lane, to even get around the guys in front of you. It just wasn't possible. You had to have at least 6 to 8 cars in a pack. And so that raises the question, is that why we didn't have a big one? I think so. I mean, I was thinking there, I picked Carson, host of our Carson, go to the outside. With the closing laps, go to the outside, get a push from Ricky Stenhouse. But I don't think that would have worked because they would have fallen to the back just because of how strong those 2 lines were working. If anybody pulls out, they're going to be dropping to the back, like just left out to dry. And so looking at this race and looking at the finish, very close race between the 60 of Ryan Preece, thank God he didn't flip this time, and the 2 of Austin Cindric. And Austin Cindric got a win. This is his second super speedway win. And this is proving to be his style of racing. It seems to suit him fairly well. We see him at the front all the time at super speedways. And so he is now locked. Ooh, perfect. Hear that crispy pop there? He is now locked into the championship now, barring more than 16 winners, but I don't think that'll happen. So, let me do this over here. That way. Really quick. Add my oil to the pan. Pause. Oil. Lovely eggs. They're probably going to be really loud because I'm wearing a mic right now. So, thinking about how this race shaped up and where we are looking into the future now. Joey Logano is in trouble. So why is Joey Logano in trouble? Because he got disqualified, and so and so did Ryan Preece for two penalties. Well, for Logano, it was because he did not have the correct number of bolts on the back of the car that connects. I believe it was the rear wing bolt. He had one less than he needed to. He got disqualified. Penske accepted that penalty. And then when it comes to Ryan Preece, I think, didn't have enough shims on the back of his wing of that spoiler, so he was disqualified as well. And so Joey Logano, he just can't catch a break, and neither can Ryan Blaney. Let's talk about Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney got caught up in an incident between Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski, and this is Ryan Blaney's fourth DNF of the year. And yeah, I mean, he's one of the best in the series, but 4 DNFs in 12 races, that's not good. That is not good at all. And so looking at I believe it's 12 races. It's either 11 or 12. And looking at the standings, it's tough. I mean, with Ryan Blaney, I mean, I'm worried about consistency issues and reliability issues because 2 of those were just his engine blowing up. This one was because of a freak accident, broke the right rear toe link when Keselowski clipped him when Blaney was trying to avoid the wreck. And so the question is now can this 12 car catch a break? I mean, I don't know if it's going to come. I don't know. He's just having terrible luck right now. Terrible luck. And so looking at this, get this out. Lovely bacon. Looking at Talladega, was it a good race or not? That's the big question. And also, we're going to talk about Fox Sports' big spoof here. By the way, this is going to be completely off the cuff. I'm not going to edit this at all. It's going to be completely raw. So hopefully going to be done here in the next 10 minutes or so. Or 10 minutes. No, like the next 8 minutes or so. So looking at this race as a whole, was it a good race? I thought it was a good race, and because we don't need a big one for these races to be good, I thought the racing was competitive. Was it the best super speedway race by any means? Gosh, no, not by any means. It was the best. I just thought it was decent, and it was good to have a clean finish. Now, let's talk about the finish really quick, as I need to get a bowl out. It should be clean. Let's talk about the finish of this race. We had 2 commercials, I believe, within at least 10 to go. We had a commercial with 6 laps to go. 6 laps. Fox Sports, what are we doing? What are we doing here? I mean, I understand there could have been some contractual obligations where they did not get enough commercials in during the normal broadcast. That makes sense. But I just don't know how it was that close. I genuinely don't know how. Hold on. Pouring eggs, excuse me. I want to spill these. Well, lost one. It's all good. Could have been worse. I don't know how you cut it that close. I genuinely don't know how you cut it that close. It's too big of a race on a primetime network to have a race with a commercial. Right there. Also, this might get pretty loud here with this bacon, so hopefully the mic does not just only pick up the bacon sounds. That would be unfortunate. If it does, thank you for watching, but you may not be able to hear the rest of this. No, you should be fine. But thinking about this race and the cautions, or the lack of cautions and the commercial spoof at the end, I just don't know what the move there was. I really don't know what happened, and I want to know what happened. If anybody knows what happened and why there was a commercial that close into the race, please let me know. I am dying to know, because that was a huge moment in this race, especially with 5 to go, 6 to go. You have some of the closest racing action yet to come, and you go to commercial. Just like, what are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? Like, I broadcast every Thursday or every Wednesday night for the IWM Broadcast Network, and if we cut the commercial with 5 to go, everybody would be like, "What are you doing? What? We're not watching. What are you doing?" So it was side by side. I get it, but it just was a very confusing move to me, and I don't think anybody liked it. I really don't. So I'm going to come out here and say I'm excited to see what these other broadcast networks can do when it comes to commercials and when they call these commercials. We have Prime coming up. That's going to be fun to watch and see how that turns out. And I'm excited to see the crew that's going to be on board for that. But overall, I thought Talladega was a pretty good weekend, pretty good race. My guy came in second, or third rather. Kyle Larson came in second. Austin Cindric got a win, a much needed win, to kind of silence some of those haters out there. And is a great super speedway style racer. He did win at Gateway last year because Ryan Blaney ran out of gas. I remember that because I put a bet on Blaney and he ran out of gas. I'm thinking about it now. I put a bet on Blaney and he blew up. Maybe I'm the reason why Ryan Blaney's having issues. I didn't bet on him this weekend, though. I did not. Neither him or Brad Kay or Kyle Busch, which I've seen Kyle Busch win at Talladega before. So, overall, I'm curious. What are your thoughts on this past weekend's race at Talladega? Was it a good one? Was it a bad one? And are you looking forward to Texas? I know a lot of fans do not like Texas. Absolutely want that track to be turned into a bass fishing arena, filled up with water, turned it into a giant fish bowl. Now, for me, I don't really. I'm on the fence with it. I think there are better tracks out there for sure. Turn 1 is just odd to me, but I think that it could be a decent race, and I expect Ryan Blaney to bounce back 100% in Texas. So, with that being said, thank you for tuning in to today's cooking time with me, going over Talladega, and really that's all that happened. Not much else. I mean, you had some movers. You had Carson Hocevar at the front at some times. You had Anthony Alfredo, Sauce Mafia up front. But other than that, it was pretty basic. Pretty stale race. I'm not going to call it boring. I'm going to call it stale. Not a lot happened in this race. But either way, solid race. Let me know your thoughts. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will be cooking up some very interesting eggs talking about the Miami GP either tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday. I got to figure out how quickly I can get this out. And I also need to find a recipe for this video. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.